Hello Aquarius, this is Ashley. I'm going to be looking at your general reading for the week of September 5th, which also happens to be the week of the new moon in Virgo. So we're going to look at past, present, and future, kind of get an idea of where you've been and where you're headed. And then we're going to do a 9-card spread and get some clarifying cards just to get some more detail. If you're interested in personal readings, you can check the website link below. I have opened up the September readings. And then be sure to check out the Instagram account for Chericlo Connections, because I do a daily post on the alignments, and I pull some tarot. So if you're interested, be sure to check your sun, moon, rising, and Venus placements to get a solid idea of what's going on for you for the week. All right, let's see. We've got by the book in the reverse, the wolf moon, and the exposed and revealed card. Let's see. For tarot, we have the 10 of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Star, so that's you, Aquarius. The 5 of Swords, Justice, and the 6 of Swords. I feel like that's been coming up like crazy so far. A lot of people moving on. We have Judgment. In this deck it's called Awakening. You have the Page of Swords and the 6 of Wands. And at the bottom of the deck we have the Hermit. So could certainly be doing some deep reflection and kind of keeping to yourself a bit. Perhaps because of a bit of a shocking situation that might have come through for you in the past. We tend to go into hermit mode when something unpleasant has happened. All right, so let's see here. I do kind of feel like you might be taking kind of a wild approach to something from the past here. So maybe even some sort of relationship. It's almost kind of like you throw caution to the wind. It's kind of what I'm picking up on. And it looks like you're wanting balance and healing with someone, or even just for yourself. I do feel like you or someone you are involved with or have been involved with in the past, perhaps an ex-spouse, might be spying. If you look at the Page of Swords in this deck, she's got on these big glasses, and they like magnify her eyes. And so I do feel like someone's keeping an eye on you, or you're keeping an eye on someone, and falling under that hunger moon, you're wanting something pretty bad here. But I do feel like some sort of revelation is going to come in that kind of almost leaves you feeling naked. If you look at the Star card here, you can see she's like naked. And in this exposed and revealed card, you might not be able to see it, but in the center of the eye is someone who's naked and curled up in the fetal position. So there could be some sort of revelation that leaves you feeling, vulnerable. All right, let's look at it. So in the past position, And I have been mentioning to everyone that this past position could very well be right now for you, because this is for the week of September 5th. So as I'm recording this, it is August 30th. So this could be happening right now for you. It's by the book. And you kind of see it's like this trail of elephants following one another in a line. And it's in the reverse. And so I do feel like it's very Aquarian, if I may say so. It is like, kind of has that shock factor to it. It's like you're bursting out of any kind of expectations or requirements. You're not going to follow the rules. Is kind of the feeling I'm getting. We have the Ten of Cups, the Five of Swords, and Judgment. So it does feel like, to me, some sort of love relationship from the past. And we'll get some more clarity here. But it's something that's been almost kind of like draped in ego. It's kind of like that shadow side of ourselves that comes out, and it's like winner take all kind of energy. And so there's been something about this relationship that has been mentally conflicting and taxing. But this Judgment card, I love the look of this. You can see like all this light coming out from her heart chakra. It's like a soul calling. And it's like she's looking to this Justice card and to this Star card here. So it's like you're seeking healing and balance, perhaps with this previous relationship. Let's get some detail. What do we have? The Ten of Cups. We have the Devil. Could have been dealing with a Capricorn. We also have the Ace of Wands. So certainly could be some sort of passionate relationship of the past, perhaps even a bit toxic as well. Devil's not always about toxicity, but it could be that the passion that existed in this relationship was so strong, it's like you're bound by that passion. So it can teeter over into toxic real easy because there's such a magnetism. Let's look at this Five of Swords. We have the Five of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles. So trying to decide, it's like it goes up, it goes down. It's good and then it's not good. It's like there's been rejection, there's been backstabbing, there's been toxicity, there's been pain, but then there's also been like wonderful, amazing love in this relationship. Now, keep in mind, this could be a situation. It doesn't have to be a love relationship. But that is kind of what I'm picking up on here with that Ten of Cups. That's like emotional fulfillment. So it doesn't have to be a love relationship, but for some reason that's kind of what I'm zeroing in on here. Why do we have Judgment? Ten of Swords. And the Fool. So after an ending has happened, Judgment is like the card that calls up the dead, right? And so it's like a soul calling to begin again here. Interesting. All right, so with the present moment, we have this Hunger card, and it is the Wolf Moon. And so immediately what I'm seeing here, you know how I was just talking about Judgment. It's like this soul call. You can see he's howling at the moon. There's like this deep, intensity to whatever this situation is here, because it's like a deep primal hunger that I'm picking up on there. but it is a full moon, so full moons are about release. So it could be that at this, I'm seeing the Hanged Man at the bottom of the deck, could be dealing with a Pisces. But it's like at the full moon, or it's like you're dealing with a full moon situation at the time of the new moon in Virgo. So there could be quite a bit of release going on at the same time that there's new beginnings taking place, right? And then we again have Justice. So it's talking about relationship, it's talking about give and take, balance. Could also be dealing with a divorce here because we have the Queen of Pentacles here too, and to me that's a signifier for a potential spouse. It doesn't have to be. So, and then of course we have this Page of Swords that's clearly investigating something. So let's get some more detail here. Why do we have the Queen of Pentacles, Nine of Cups, and the Seven of Cups? With the Justice card, we're getting the Two of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles. With the Page of Swords, we're getting, there's that Hanged Man again. Could be a shift in perspective happening. And the Moon, so also some Cancer, Pisces, Capricorn, Aries energy so far. Okay, so what I'm seeing in the present moment at the time of this new moon in Virgo, I think you're trying to decide what's going to make you happy. What's going to give you the most stability? What is going to give you emotional fulfillment and independence? And I think that that's been a bit confusing because of this intense hunger and passion that you've had for this situation in the past, even if it had really deep downsides and really high upsides. It doesn't seem to make sense on a logical level because it may not be providing stability for you, right? But there's still like this crazy animal drive for it. We have Justice, the Two of Wands, and the Eight of Pentacles. So I think what's really going to show up for you is deciding if you want to put in the work on this or not. Like, if I put in the effort, am I going to tip the scales in my favor? Because really, and the scales don't show up very well on this card. They're kind of on either side of her head. You can kind of see the two pyramids there. But it's like with the Justice card, we put in the effort on something and we can tell if it's working or not because we get the same amount of return, right? And so I think there's this like decision. We have 2 2s so far. So choices here on whether or not you're willing to put in the work on this and if it even is going to pay off, right? And that could be contributing to some of that confusion. Now with this Page of Swords, we have the Hanged Man and the Moon. I do kind of feel like there's some hidden revelation that comes through at the time of this new moon. Maybe some deeper emotions that you weren't even aware of. It's like they come to the surface. And I could also see that with this Page of Swords, you know, that's like got her big glasses on, could be doing some investigating and some spying. With that Hanged Man, you know, there's enlightenment here. So some sort of perspective shift when it comes to the deeper emotional context of this past situation. Interesting. Also noticing, so interesting on this moon card, you know, we have the two wolves, which you also have with the wolf moon there. But one of these wolves is coming out, it's like there's all these dead brambles and bushes right next to the edge of the water, and it's like having to cross through the dead brush to go through the journey between these two pillars. It's like there's going to be obstacles. It's just kind of deciding whether it's worth it or not. All right, in the future position, so this would be taking place after the new moon. There's some sort of truth that comes forward. We have exposed and revealed, and it could leave you feeling quite vulnerable. Kind of like naked. Because we have the star here, which, and I already pointed out, she's like naked. And that is you, Aquarius. 6 of Swords and the 6 of Wands. Could be a couple things here. Could be that somehow this truth or this exposure that happens, this revelation that comes through, helps you to move forward into a positive, successful outcome in the future. It could also just be like this dawning of awareness that perhaps moving into, so it's kind of like, it's almost like someone here may have moved on because there was clearly an ending here with these 10s coming in. And it's almost like you weren't made aware of something. You can kind of see like her crown is all lit up. It's like you weren't really aware of something until you moved on, right? So it's like there's also some awareness coming through as a result of this relationship having already ended, or the situation having already ended. Let's get some more here. And it kind of reveals, I almost feel like it talks about like the part you've played, right? It's like you get recognition, but I think you also give it. So let's see here. Where we have the star. Knight of Swords. There's that truth coming on in. Some sort of communication. And the Knight of Cups with it. Oh, goodness. Alright, 6 of Swords. We're getting the Page of Cups. Could be an apology. And the 6 of Wands. Again. Oh, my goodness. And the 6 of Wands is getting the 7 of Pentacles. And the Page of Pentacles. Let me get one more on that Page of Pentacles. 3 of Cups. Okay. So, exposed and revealed. I kind of feel like it's almost like someone comes in with a message that like almost rattles your bones. And I don't feel like it's in a bad way. Like I said, it could be kind of like this feeling of being naked, exposed, right? Like really seeing the truth of something without the masks, without the illusions, like that veil, which we saw here with this 7 of Cups. It's almost like some sort of information comes forward and suddenly you or the other person is like awakened to the truth and the deep emotional bond here. Because somebody moved on in the past. And it feels like I was saying, it's like there's this apology or communication that comes in. It's almost like you're acknowledging or apologizing to someone for having like ditched this, right? Even if you weren't the one that like physically moved on, it's almost like you figure out that something that you were doing or not doing forced it to end anyway, so you played a part, if that makes sense. Now this person could also be coming forward and kind of giving you some recognition as well, because it feels like that the scales of justice, right? It feels like there's give and take here in this outcome. And again, it's like just trying to decide if you want to manifest a reunion with this person. So, interesting synchronicities coming through in today's readings. They're pretty strong. Yeah. So, if you have any, I think it's Leo in your chart, I do feel like they had a very interesting awakening come through. So you might want to look at that reading too. I'm not getting any Leo cards here, but it had a very similar feeling to it, and so you might find it helpful. I guess we do have the Six of Wands, which is Leo energy, and that's come in twice. So just a tip, a thought. And it's interesting too, right here at the last minute. It's like on the Justice card, there's this, looks like irises maybe, these flowers below her, and each one has a pathway. There's a path into the darkness and a path into the light. And so it's choosing the path that you're going to take, which is part of what we've been talking about this whole time. So I hope that was helpful. I will see you in the next one. Again, please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.